Good morning. Today we are going to discuss Section 58 of the Transfer of Property Act. Section 58 Transfer of Property Act is a very detailed provision. It defines what is mortgage, mortgager, mortgagee, mortgage money, mortgage deed, uh, as well as it also defines different types of mortgages which are there. It mainly defines 6 types of mortgages. So first we'll go through clause A of section 58. Clause A of section 58 provides for a mortgage is a transfer of an interest in a specific immovable property for the purpose of securing the payment of money advanced or to be advanced by way of loan and existing of future debt or the performance of an engagement which may give rise to a pecuniary liability. We'll stop here. We shall move on to the second paragraph at a later period of time. First, we will stick with the first paragraph and understand what this particular provision is saying. So, mortgage in a very simple words is nothing but a secured loan, right? So the loan can be of two types: secured, unsecured. When you take a promissory notes and give someone loan, that is unsecured. And mortgage is example of one of the secured loans. Why it is called secured loans? Because you give your property as a security in exchange of the loan taken from somebody else. So now understand what this section is saying. Section 58A, first paragraph, it says a mortgage is a transfer of an interest. So we are talking about transfer of an interest in a specific movable property. So we are saying transfer of an interest. So when we say there is a transfer of an interest, it simply means, or as you must be aware, that in the previous classes when we were discussing the ownership, we discussed that ownership comes with a bundle of rights, which is right of enjoyment, right of possession, right to alienate the property, right to exclusion of other, etc. So it says mortgage is a transfer of an interest. So any of these interests can be transferred. Not necessarily all the interests are being transferred in mortgage. It is transfer of some of the interests in the property. So if A wants to transfer or A wants to mortgage his property, he can simply mortgage his right to possession to B, right? So mortgage doesn't necessarily mean transfer of all the interest. In fact, it means transfer of some of the interests in the property. That's it. And what type of interest we are talking about? It depends on the different type of mortgages which we shall study at a later period of time. However, for the understanding or making point clear, there is a mortgage called usufructory mortgage. In usufructory mortgage, you give the possession of the property to the mortgagee, and mortgagee collects the income generated from that particular property to set up the loan given by him, right? So in usufructory mortgage, we are talking about transfer of right of possession. Similarly, in simple mortgage, the mortgagee has a right to sell the property through courts in case of non-payment of loan. So there you are giving him right to alienate the property in case of default of payment. So what kind of transfer interest is being transferred? basically depends upon the nature of the mortgage you are entering into. Where we shall move forward. A mortgage is a transfer of interest in a specific movable property. What is another important point here is whatever property you are mortgaging, that property must be clearly, certainly specified in the mortgage deed. If this the property is not specified clearly, then the deed fails. Deed cannot be effected. Therefore, it is necessary that you specify clearly which specific immovable property we are talking about. As you can also see, we are talking about mortgage in case of immovable property here, right? Uh, Moving forward, for the purpose of securing payment of money, advance or to be advanced by way of loan, right? So mortgage is a transfer of interest to secure the payment of money, advanced or to be advanced. Here, three things which are important to secure the payment of money, advance or to be advanced. So it simply means money advanced. It means money has already been given to the mortgager. Mortgager is transferor. Mortgagee is transferee. So payment of money has advance means the money has already been given or the loan has already been given to the uh, mortgager by mortgagee, or to be advanced by way of loan. It means it is still to be given by mortgagee to the mortgager, right? So you can still execute or register your mortgage deed even if the money is yet to be provided by mortgagee, right? It is not necessary that the mortgagee has to provide the money in advance. Mortgagee can provide the money at a later period of time as well. Moving forward, an existing or future debt. So uh, existing or future debt, understand what is the meaning of this. Existing debt means a debt of the claim of which exists at present. It simply means that a debt which is not barred by limitation or is basically mortgagee can claim that I have paid you the money and there exists a debt. As simple as that. When we study future debt is nothing but a sum of money which the mortgagee is entitled to get from the mortgager on a future date. So we are talking about here repayment of loan to the mortgagee. So future, one point always keep in mind that a future debt is nothing but a contingent liability which arises on the happening of some contingency. For example, so if you give your property on mortgage to in usufructory mortgage, basically you have given the possession to the mortgagee, and mortgagee is supposed to uh, take the income generated from the property to set up the loan. If you take the possession of the property back from the mortgagee when the loan was not still not paid, in that situation it becomes a future debt which mortgager owes to the mortgagee. Moving forward, the performance of an engagement which may give rise to a pecuniary liability. It is as simple as that. When you enter into a contract, you say whenever you are one of the parties are not able to fulfill some of the obligations under the contract, there may arise a monetary liability or pecuniary liability. In a similar manner, when one of the parties to the mortgage deed fails to perform or engage its activities, in that situation, it gives a rise to pecuniary liability. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now we shall move on to the second paragraph. Second paragraph is explanatory in nature. It says the transferor is mortgager, transferee is mortgagee, the principal money and interest is mortgage money, and the instrument by which the transfer is effected is called mortgage deed. It is very simple. Now section 58 also provides for 6 different types of mortgages. We shall discuss 2 of the mortgages in this video and rest of the mortgages in some other video. So we'll start with the first mortgage, which is provided under 58B. 58B provides for simple mortgage. It says whether without delivering the possession of the mortgage property, the mortgager binds himself personally to pay the mortgage money and agrees expressly or impliedly that in the event of his failing to pay according to his contract, the mortgagee shall have the right to cause the mortgage property to be sold and the proceeds of sale to be applied so far as may be necessary in the payment of mortgage money. The transaction is called simple mortgage and the mortgagee are simple mortgagee. We don't have to go through these things currently right now. Understand by the definition itself. In simple mortgage, without delivering the possession of the property, right? I gave you an example of another mortgage in the beginning to explain few things. Like usufructuary mortgage, where possession is given to the mortgagee. Here in simple mortgage, we are not giving the possession of the property. It is as clear as that. Second important point is mortgager, which is transferor, binds himself personally to pay the mortgage money, right? So there is a personal obligation upon the mortgager to pay the loan, whether expressly or impliedly, that's a different thing. And in the event of his failing to pay according to the contract, which is mortgage deed, the mortgagee shall have the right to sell the property, right? The mortgagee shall have a right to cause the mortgage property to be sold. It means the mortgagee can sell the property and the proceeds of sale to be applied as far as may be necessary in the payment of mortgage money. Whatever income shall be generated after selling the mortgage property, that income shall be used to set off the mortgage money. So suppose if the mortgage money was 50 lakhs, however, the income of or the money generated after selling the house was a crore. So that crore will be used to set off the mortgage money and rest of the money will go to mortgager. Now some of the important points which we have to remember in simple mortgage, that personal undertaking by mortgager to prepay the loan, right? When the mortgager is taking a personal obligation, it means mortgagee can go to the court for money decree against the mortgager because mortgager has taken a personal obligation or undertaking to repay the loan, right? We are talking about remedies to the mortgagee, which is a transferee. Okay? Moving forward, possession and enjoyment remains with the mortgager. So there is no transfer of mortgage property or a possession of the mortgage property. In case of non-payment, there is a power to sell, but only through courts. This is very important. Understand. this point does not make it clear. It only says the mortgagee shall have the right to cause the mortgage property to be sold. It does not tell you that the property to be sold has to be gone through the courts. So whenever mortgagee wants to sell the property, he will have to go through the courts. Only then he can sell the property, when the court agrees to sell the property. When this happens when there is a non-payment of loan from the mortgager, right? So there are two basic remedies available to the mortgagee. First is the money decree against the mortgager. Why? Because mortgager had taken a personal undertaking. Second, as the provision itself provides, the mortgagee can sell the property. However, he will have to go through courts to sell the property. He cannot by himself sell the property. Property can be sold only through courts. Fourth important point, the mortgage deed or simple mortgage must be registered irrespective of amount of consideration. Amount of consideration means the loan amount we are talking about. As in some of the cases which you must have read, that sometimes where the value of land or any other immovable property is more than rupees 100, registration of the instrument becomes important or necessary. However, in this case, irrespective of amount of consideration, you will have to register the instrument or the mortgage deed, or which is in this case simple mortgage. There is no foreclosure available to the mortgagee. Section 67 of Transfer of Property Act, Section 67 of TPA provides for foreclosure. Foreclosure is a process where mortgagee moves to the court before a right of redemption can be exercised by mortgager. And now what is right of redemption? Right of redemption we shall study, which is a part of your syllabus in section 60. It says mortgager can always redeem the mortgaged property. It says section 60, which is right of redemption. It says mortgager can always redeem his mortgaged property any point of time, provided the mortgage subsists. So section 67, which provides for foreclosure, it says before the right of redemption is exercised, before the right of redemption is exercised, mortgagee can move to the court for selling of the property, right? However, this simple mortgage does not give the right of foreclosure to the mortgagee. It means section 60 under right of redemption, mortgager can always redeem the property by paying him by paying the mortgagee principal amount plus the interests. This is all about simple mortgage. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now I shall move on to 58C, which is mortgage by conditional sale. Uh, so mortgage by conditional sale says provides for where the mortgager ostensibly sells the mortgaged property on a condition that on behalf of payment of mortgage money on a certain date, the, the, the sale shall become absolute, or on a condition that on such payment being made, the sale shall become void, or condition that on such payment being made, the buyer shall transfer the property to the seller. The transaction is called mortgage by conditional sale, and the mortgagee a mortgagee by conditional sale. So we're reading the first line again. The mortgager ostensibly sells the mortgaged property. What is the meaning of ostensibly here? Ostensibly simply means it is not a real sale, it is just a pretentious sale or just pretending to sell this property, right? Where the mortgage ostensibly sells the mortgage property. First, we shall understand the first condition. On a condition that on default of payment of mortgage money on a certain date, the sale shall become absolute. So earlier where it was ostensible, on default of payment, the sale shall become absolute. Understand this in this manner. A, who is a mortgager here, mortgages his property to B by conditional sale, right? But here he is ostensibly selling the property, right? It is not an actual sale. A says, if by 30th May 2020, if I am not able to pay the money or the mortgage money, then this transfer from A to B become absolute transfer, right? This is what is happening. The first condition saying on a condition that on default of payment of the mortgage money on a certain date, the sale shall become absolute. So whenever there is a default by A to B for the payment of loan, this sale, which was earlier ostensible, which is pretentious only, now becomes absolute, right? Now the second condition, always remember there's use of word or on a condition that on such payment being made, the sale shall become void. It means if before 30th May 2020 A pays all the money to B, then this transaction becomes a void transaction. It means there was no transfer from A to B. As simple as that. Or third condition, on a condition that such payment being made, the buyer shall transfer the property to the seller. Now who is buyer and who is seller here? Because as it was ostensible sale or whether it was real sale, that's a different thing. A was a seller and B was buyer. So whenever A repays the money to B, the buyer, who is B here, shall transfer the property back to seller. This is the third condition. I hope this is clear to all of you. The transaction is called mortgage by conditional sale and the mortgagee a mortgagee by conditional sale. Proviso here is very important. It says provided that no such transaction shall be deemed to be in a mortgage unless the condition is embodied in a document which affects or purports to affect the sale. This proviso provides that in a mortgage by conditional sale, there must be only one document and all these conditions, including the ostensible sale, must be embodied in only one document. If there are more than one document, there are cases where courts have refused to accept that it was a mortgage by conditional sale. Therefore, always remember the proviso says mortgage by conditional sale has to be in one single document with all the condition whatever provided by the mortgager or the mortgagee. Apart from that understanding, there are 2-3 things which are important here. Registration is compulsory when the consideration amount exceeds 100 rupees 100, which is in contrast with simple sale, where registration amount was necessary irrespective of amount of consideration. Remedy of foreclosure is available to mortgagee. Wherever there is double E, it is mortgagee, which was again in contrast with simple mortgage, where there was no right of foreclosure given to the mortgagee. There should be only one document as provided by proviso. Now, how the mortgage by conditional sale is different from sale with a condition of repurchase? Sale with a condition of repurchase is nothing but simple transaction which are dynamics between buyer and seller. It simply says if in a certain period of time I'm able to return you the money, then I can repurchase the same property which I have already sold you. Now, what is the difference in MCS? MCS here means mortgage by conditional sale. We are talking about difference from sale of condition of repurchase. In MCS, there is existence of debt, but in SCR, which is sale with condition of repurchase, there is no debt involved, right? So mortgage by conditional sale, and you understand mortgage is nothing but unsecured loan. So in mortgage, there is the existence of debt. In SCR, there is no debt involved. In MCS, there exists a relationship between debtor and creditor. Since it is a loan, there is a debtor, there is a creditor. However, in SCR, there is no such relationship. There is simple seller and buyer. MCS is effected by one document, as we have discussed in proviso. SCR is effected by two independent documents. Test whether a particular deed is MCS, mortgage, or sale. The intention of the party has to be identified through the deed, if it is an ostensible sale or the real sale. Burden of proof will always remain on a party alleging it. Burden of proving mortgage remains on the party alleging it. In MCS, there is always a right of redemption available to mortgager. I hope this is clear to you. This was simple mortgage and conditional mortgage. There are 4 other types of mortgages which we shall study in a different video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.